uh, I want to move on to another technique that atheists can use with comfort, and that would basically be walking without focusing on any particular object in your surroundings. Basically, as you walk, you breathe evenly. You're walking at a mid pace, kind of moving your body in the same degree every time. And when you're doing this walking, it's called walking meditation. Well, I'm going to describe it in one way. There's many ways to do this. You basically don't try to focus on anything around you in particular. You just focus on the motion of walking, and you just focus on kind of clearing your mind. And if there's an idea you want to focus on, like happiness, you focus on happiness, and you just let that feeling of happiness. Think of something that makes you happy, and hold on to the feeling, but not the image or the name, or necessarily the all the things attached to that idea. Just hold that feeling of happiness in your head, that feeling of contentment if you can, and just walk evenly and without focusing on the things around you too much. But it feels like you're progressing towards something away from being depressed when you're walking and focusing on this this idea, your feeling actually of happiness, and you're just walking. And you shouldn't be walking too fast or too slow. You should just be even walking. Kind of make the same pace throughout. And if we go into more spiritual or religious practices, I'd say you can shake instruments like a maraca while focusing on a spirit or a god. You just kind of focus on that spirit or god, or you can even do it with just focusing on basically an idea that you think will help you get past this depression, and you move your body. You rock the maraca or any instrument, honestly, as long as it's an easy motion and it'll focus you. It'll focus you on that thing that is past your depression. Now, a lot of these techniques may seem meditative in origin. I like to use these. This is something that a lot of people won't want to use, but I use a lot of incense, frankincense, and frankincense is my main one to uplift my mood. Recently, Palo Santo is the one that I picked up recently, and it uplifts my mood just like frankincense does, but just it doesn't smell as light as frankincense does. And I would definitely recommend buying Hem brand because they have authentic ingredients, they have high quality, and it's capital Hem, and it's from India, and that's a great brand. It's really cheap on Amazon. It's really cheap in a lot of places, but it's especially cheap on Amazon. Now, if you want to focus on a candle, if you want to light a candle and just have that be kind of like the light in your life, just imagine that candle is the light in your life and keep it lit while you're doing other things. You kind of look to the candle every now and then. Just think of that light in your life, whatever it might be, or maybe you're just thinking about light in general, and you just look at that candle every now and then, and that'll help you get past whatever's afflicting you. Now, in depression, it's not necessarily about depression itself. It's about even if it's just a chemical imbalance and like there's no root of the depression necessarily. We always focus on the thoughts that are like the worst ones in our lives when we're depressed. Even if it's a chemical imbalance, you have a major depressive disorder like I do, and there's not really a source that you can really nail down in the external world, and it's more the brain chemistry. Even when it's like that, even when it's brain chemistry, we like to focus on the worst things in our lives. And in order to get away from that, in order to bring ourselves at least a little bit out of this depression, we have to focus on things that are universal. You have to realize that, okay, I'm a part of something bigger. It's not just about me. I'm always connected to things. I'm not isolated. And even if you feel isolated, even if there's evidence that you are isolated, you try to look at how things connect in the world. You try to look at who you are and how you can make even the slightest difference in the world, and try to put out these hands, if you will, connecting yourself to other people in the world, making a positive difference. And that can be something to focus on as well to bring you out of this depression. Focus on the good things and creating more good things, and helping to create good things in other people's lives, to put it plainly. And if you're depressed for actual reasons, find a way out. And it's not really about focusing on other things. Find a way out of the situation that you're in, but don't dwell on the situation. Find a way to get past the situation. If you're in a bad relationship, just contemplate, meditate on it even. And this is meditation where you're keeping your mind still, your emotions still, but you're still thinking through the whole thing. So this is meditation with thoughts that is a little bit different than the meditation I mentioned earlier. But try to find a way out of the situation. But don't allow it to drag you down, because that isn't going to help whatever situation it is. Don't allow it to pull you down. Allow the options to flow through your mind, and look at them realistically without the emotion if possible. And a lot of these techniques will help with that. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. There are many other things that I do for depression. This is a basic video. I'm not an expert at any of this. I don't meditate as much as I should, so don't feel like there's a long way for you to go, because there's even a long way for me to go. I meditated a lot in the past, but I don't meditate as much as I should now. And honestly, when I meditate, when I really start meditating, it's either when I feel very strong or I have no other option because I'm feeling so bad. So I should develop a practice when I'm in between, ideally. So don't think that I'm not saying that I'm perfect or I'm great at all this. Just these are some of my suggestions for you, because these are the suggestions I've tried and that they work for me. If they don't work for you, then don't use them. Give them a shot. Don't use them if they don't work for you. I recommend at least meditating 3 to 7 times before you really decide, and see if there's any improvement at all in your mood, or how you look at things, or your ability to calm your own mind, which takes a little bit longer. And it's very common in meditation for the first time you meditate to really have this really big opening experience in your brain. You're like, wow. And then the second time, you're like, oh, I didn't get that again. Why didn't I? And really, you can look at it as a door opening in the spirit, or in the psyche, or in the mind, however you want to look at it. Your connection to God opening. But just keep on going. Even if that second time you don't get the same result, don't beat yourself down. So these things have helped me drastically. And I hope that they help you. Please leave a comment if you have some other techniques, or you don't think that they work, or you think that they do. But I encourage interaction in the video, in the comment section down there. And please give a like if you like this, and I'd love a subscription or 2. Thank you very much for watching.